So we're here on the banks of this river. There's the bridge. It's a pretty historical bridge, which is why I wanted to come to you today from a new location. I hope you can see me now. And I wanted to talk to you a little bit about kids' rights and how I see that it has a lot to do with gay rights. Of course, I'm at home now visiting my folks, so I'm around a lot of kids, and also being at home makes me think about my own childhood. And so the sense of rights for kids is something that comes up a lot for me. But also, I'm in America at a time when gay rights is used to draw battle lines for people politically. And so it just feels like your life, and I don't say your personal or private life, just your life, because for a lot of people, gayness is just a life. It's not, they don't even know it any more nuanced than that. But my life is just sort of spewed on television each night. And so I look at kids and the kids in my family. When I say this relates a lot to how kids' rights and gay rights relate, one of the ways that I find that it relates is gay people in families. I find that I do a lot of nurturing to the people in my family, particularly the young people. Some of the ways that come to mind immediately are conversations that I've had with with parents of young kids, and just them seeking my advice about different aspects of how to teach them something or how to show them something, or just ask me to have a conversation with that young person. But I've often also found myself mediating, and that's something else that is very important. Mediation. Families need, individuals in families need mediation when there's conflict, when there's lack of understanding. That's why I always go back to the Dogon and having a gua, having a hanger outside, and you just sit out there and you have the talk that you need to have. But it's a function that, because I don't have my own children as of yet, which is the case for many gay people and families, I have more time to be an uncle or big cousin to a lot of kids. I don't have to do the parenting, nor am I personally interested in doing waking some kid up and feeding them every single day. And I have a 9-year-old cousin, and he eats like 5 times a day. He could eat 5 full meals a day. Somebody has to prepare those. I wouldn't want that to be me. Maybe, I don't know. But what I'm saying is, there are gay parents out there. I'm not one of them right now, but it doesn't exclude me from family. And if it doesn't exclude me from family, in fact, if I have an important role in my family, why then should I not have rights? Yeah. And the other part of where I see kids' rights and gay rights is that look at child rearing. Look at the interventions that kids do need. Sometimes I go to battle for my little cousins, to help them articulate what it is they need to articulate to their parents. Obviously there's a digital divide sometimes, and just technology is one of those ways that I can help them intervene. Just, showing my uncle his daughter's Facebook page, and explaining to someone what a Facebook page is and that it is public, and how you as a parent encourage ways, not dictate ways, but encourage ways of communicating with young people. And I say that some parents say that being their, Facebook friend of their child is a way that they keep up with them in the digital world, for example. And so these are just many of the ways that people can intervene. Just shopping, doing errands, in ways that, in times, and taking the time to talk to kids and not as dictators. Because oftentimes as parents, you don't have the time to explain X, Y, and Z to a child. You just need to say stop now in order to protect your child. Well, as someone who doesn't have a child, I often have more time to explain to children. Like there was an incident between 2 people in my family, an older person and a young person, who had brought a cell phone into church and was specifically told not to. Now, this young person had all of their excuses of why they didn't, and they just put it on silent, blah, blah, blah. But the phone was taken away and even given back in such a way that appeared hostile to the child and threatening, and so much so that the child, was sort of banishing ever speaking to this adult again. And I say that on both sides there requires mediation, because it requires someone to say, you guys have got to come together on this. You know, of course, I do think there should be one that says to a child, it's not just that you have a phone on silent, this is a place of reverence, and this is how we want to demonstrate that reverence. But to just take a cell phone away because you were told not to do it is a kind of dictatorship that many parents rely on. Now, when I say child's rights, I think we do have a responsibility as older people to teach our children dialogue. And if we can't demonstrate that with our children, then they won't learn it. If we can't demonstrate with our children how to negotiate a problem, to express your feelings when you're upset, especially when you're upset, so that you don't be upset, then we're not doing our job. And as gay and lesbian people who are constantly negotiating that, I think it's a strong lesson that we have to bring to every parent. So yet another function of kids' rights, because kids don't just need dictators. In a similar way, gay and lesbian people don't need straight people dictating what our lives are. Trust enough, just like you have to learn to trust your child, trust enough that what you're teaching your child will empower them, enrich their lives, and empower them to make good decisions in their lives. And you have to trust that as a parent. As straight people would say, don't look at us so paternalistically. And perhaps you won't look at yourself so either. Enjoy Alabama.